Full time at Sellers Park, Crystal Palace 4, West Ham United 3. That was shocking. I don't expect, I don't know how we expect to concede 4 goals and get something from the game. We were never really in that at all. It's complete capitulation ever since we scored the goal, and we didn't deserve anything from that game. Some of the substitutions I thought were baffling once again, and we leave ourselves now going into Man City, Man United, Brentford, and as Peter says here, should have been a heavier defeat, but Rob with the penalty can see us losing the next 3 games, leaving it to the last 2 to seal safety. Kieran, not good today. Not good.
No. We didn't deserve anything out of that game, mate. They were far better. They were quicker. They were sharper. We offered nothing in attack. Absolutely nothing. We got 3 goals from 3 set pieces. And we're fortunate at that. But I say, if you're not conceding goals, that can win you the game. But we did. We conceded 3. Well, fairly simple for them. The penalty, definitely. I mean, it's a crazy. Again, VAR doing my head in. It was never a penalty in a million years. If you touch a guy, you haven't kicked him, you touch him, and both legs collapse. Any footballer, ex-footballer sitting in that VAR would laugh at that and go, "Don't be silly. That's never a penalty in a million years." But they got it. But
when you look at the penalty, the referee. The referee thought that there was enough contact there to give the penalty, and then it goes to VAR, and he touches him. No matter how soft it is. So then that means that really, if you look at the laws, you can't really change it because it's not clear and obvious because there's still contact there. So that's where the rule's stupid. I think it's soft, but again, it's given him a reason to give a penalty.
He has, but. What annoys me about it, I don't believe if there's contact, it's necessarily any free kick or a penalty or anything. Contact's part of the game. Contact is not a foul. Contact is not a foul, and people need to get this through their heads. It's not a foul. Contact is not a foul. A foul is when you intend to bring that guy down, stop him progressing from what he's going to do. That weren't the case. He tried to put a hand out, touched him, and both his legs collapsed. Now, I believe that referee thought he caught him on the legs. I think he thought he caught him with contact with the foot, but he missed him. And I reckon if that referee had gone and seen that screen, he'd have gone, "Oh, no, that's not what I thought happened." Yeah, he only touched him. He might have reversed it, but obviously VAR just went, "Oh, yeah. He did try and grab him, so, yeah, it must be a penalty." It's not.
I think it's similar to Wednesday when I think it would have been in the best interest of football for the on-field referee to go and look at the monitor. Let's take some real comments. They are swiftly coming in. People got carried away with the Bournemouth game, saying we are safe. Hammer, thanks for joining us. He says, "Unpopular opinion, but Aguerd is our worst sign this season." I wouldn't go that far. I think he's been good in stages, but questions have got to be asked because I didn't think he was great again today. Questions have to be asked. He's had a few very, very poor games.
No, I think he was poor. And I'll tell you the biggest reason I think he was poor, and I know Souček will get the blame for this. I thought Souček was our best player today. I thought he was our man of the match. I really thought he did. He had 2 assists and a goal. And people were going to blame him for that goal he gave away. And, rightly so to a point. But Aguerd should never have given them that ball. That ball should never have come to his feet with a guy right up his clacker, right? And knowing what Souček is like with the ball at his feet.
And on BT Sport as well, Glenn Oddle said on BT Sport, players should know each other's limits and strengths. And we watch it every week, and they see it on the training ground that Thomas Souček's strength is not passing and touching the ball. No, he's not that player. So I agree with you that Souček's got a part of the blame because he's a professional footballer and still should clear that away. But Aguerd should know better, seeing the geezer coming up his backside. That's probably not the best idea to be passing to him. I do agree.
No, he should have never received that ball. I'll tell you what, I played in the defence most of my life, Jake, and I wouldn't appreciate that ball coming into me with a guy right up me. I would not appreciate it. I don't want it. You don't want that ball. If that was Paqueta he's given it to, I could understand it, right? He's got the skill and that, and the wherewithal to deal with it. But not Souček. That's down to Aguerd for me, that goal. So I think he really had a good game subject, and that sort of spoilt it for me. That, he ended up giving a goal away, but he was put in a position where he shouldn't have been. But that was a shame for him. But at the end of the day, we spent 98 minutes there, and I don't remember the Australian goalkeeper making a save. He never. All he did was pick the ball out of the net 3 times. That's all he did. The whole game, mate. So
I agree. Let's take some more of your comments. Sky says no urgency in this team relegation fight once again. Let's scroll down. Peter says we are in all departments need to wake up. Trini says Agurd actually pulled his leg out of the way. Hamed says I've not seen one brilliant performance from Agurd. He's terrible and better left back than centre back. I think he's put in some good shifts. I do think he has had some very good games, but there's been some very questionable moments as well. So sort of in the middle with him. For me, Peter says just managed to stop myself putting a foot through the TV with that penalty.
Me and you both, Peter. Yeah.
Rice was non-existent. One of his worst games for West Ham today. I thought he was very, very poor. Declan Rice didn't really impact the game at all. Paqueta, I thought, had a first half, but as did a okay first half, but as did everyone in the second half, drifted away into nothing. Second half we created absolutely nothing. At least in the first half, there was a little bit there. Second half, it all just ended. Not good enough. Peter says another big rebuild coming in summer with a new manager, starting with a new defence. Get that right, and things will be better. Paqueta was asking for a red today. Can't remember Rice having that poor of a game for us. Agurd drops a level when he plays right centre back. Zuma going off costs us. That's massive blow. That is, the presence of Zuma there was it is a pivotal thing there, having Zuma there. And as soon as you take it out, you realise the issues that start coming to the front, and I think we do see that today as well. We're going to bring in another guest, the Ginger Andy Carroll. I think that's a brilliant name. But mate, how are you?
No, I'm good, mate. How are you doing?
Not bad at all. Thoughts on that, mate?
I thought it was very lacklustre. Considering midweek from the first moment to the 90, we played well, got unlucky against Liverpool. VAR absolutely cost us again. But first and foremost, we've got to look at our own performance before we can start blaming the referee and VAR. I just think that's very lacklustre. You can't say they were tired. But yeah, look, I just heard you boys say there about Zuma going off. That is a massive blow. Of where it happened to go from that left-sided defender to the right side. You can see he's just not that comfortable. He's a out-and-out left-sided defender. So yeah, that's a massive blow for us. I feel a bit sorry for Antonio. He tried running his socks off. The service up to him wasn't great. And
Terrible.
I think it's been like that for 3/4 of the season, and that's why he got that much stick. Playing up top on your own like that. I mean, I'm myself, and if you don't get the service, there's only so much running you can do. There's only so much you can do as one player being crowded out by about 2, 3, 4 players. So I feel that there wasn't many people getting in and around Antonio for the knock-ons, for the flip-ons, and you can only hold it up so much before he's getting tussled. And that Anderson is trying to throw him about. How he didn't get a yellow card today, I do not know.
No, I do agree.
Certain players, and I just think it was quite shocking for the referee. Craig Paulson I'm not a massive fan of referees as it is, being a player myself. I know they've got an hard job. I've been a referee. I know they've got an hard job, but with all this technology, there's no excuse. When you're a poor referee, you're a poor referee. You shouldn't be refereeing in the Premier League. If you can't handle the big moments.
The referee. I'll say this thing about the referee, and I was watching this with my boy, right, Kieran J, and the referee was shit for both teams. He was making poor decisions for both teams. I didn't think he was a biased referee. I just thought he was bad. All through the game, I thought he was a terrible ref and making terrible decisions. We benefited sometimes, and Palace benefited sometimes. He weren't very good at all, all through the game. But that doesn't excuse the performance we put in because it weren't good enough. It weren't good enough from beginning to end. They were too quick for us. They were first to everything, nearly everything. I mean, Jake, before the game, when I was in your chat there, we were saying, Fornals and Emerson might be a good two good changes. Fornals on the left, it was wasted there. He was the game was passing him by. And I agreed with the changes. Unfortunately, the Ben Rama's change didn't really change much. But I do. The game was passing him by. But
frustrating, I think, in the end. And when you look at those Moyes substitutions, as we always do on these reviews, and sort of, try and rate and try and work out what Moyes is doing there, I sort of understood the changes at half time, changing the left hand side, but it didn't really have too much of an effect on things at the end. But the two substitutions in the second half, I cannot get my head around whatsoever. Taking Paqueta off, who I didn't think was brilliant today, but he's a player that will find something out of nothing, and we've seen that over the last few weeks, right? Taking Paqueta off to bring on Danny Ings, that has proven to do absolutely nothing in the 3 months he's been at West Ham. I think he's a good striker, but not in the way we want to play. He's just completely ineffective. It wouldn't surprise me if he had more than 5 touches of the ball. I don't think he impacted it at all. And then right at the end, he took Antonio off when we needed a goal, who was the outlet when we were lumping the ball up. He was the only one getting anywhere near it. He took Antonio off to bring on Cornet, who did absolutely nothing. It's a flipping, it's an embarrassment for Cornet to come on for 2 minutes and touch the ball twice, not doing anything. But why is he left it that late? If he wanted to make that substitution, make it 15 minutes before. Yeah. And, wait until the 89th minute to do that is ridiculous. Substitutions today just completely killed anything we might have got from that third goal, I thought. We looked just effortless as soon as we scored the third goal. Like, we just looked lackluster. Like there was no, right, let's go and get a fourth and level things up. And Curtis, I'll come to you. We just stopped. We made it easy for them to kill the game.
No, it was easy enough before, wasn't it? It was easy enough before that, and we made it easier. And I think with the Rice, like I say, that was the most ineffective game Rice has had all season. But I think that a lot to do with Palace's attack, with their pace. He thought he had to sit deeper and deeper because to cover, he daren't go forward because of the quickness in which they attacked. And were at us, from the left and the right. Zaha was up for it as well today. Soufal really had his hands full with Zaha. He was trying his best and he done well most of the time. He got skinned a couple of times, but Zaha was up for it, and it made a difference. With Elise and Eze, they had too much pace for us. Too much pace.
Yeah. Overall, though, I think they had too much pace, and Moyes just killed it in the end, Curtis, I thought.
The midfield was so much faster, physical. They wanted everything. They won the first ball. They got down for the second ball. They had more of a game plan. And I think the reason why Rice sat back a little bit is because he knows that if he goes forward and leaves Souček against the likes of their three midfielders, he's just going to get the run around. We know what Souček's like, and we know that throughout the whole season we've all said that Souček just looks like he's running around doing absolutely nothing, just chasing his own shadow. So if you're going to leave Souček on his own while Rice pushes forward, this is not the game to do it. Because like I said, they're physical, they're strong, they're fast, they're not stupid. You know what I mean? But Palace's players, they're not stupid. They are technically gifted, they are fast, and they've got an attacking mindset. All of them, from the midfield to their strikers, all of them go up together. And I think with Souček getting involved early on, getting his goal, getting 2 assists, I think it was the right decision for Rice to sit off and be that last man of defence in midfield. But having said that, we were sitting too far deep as a midfielder and a defence compared to an attacking midfielder and our strikers. That gap in the middle needs to be closed. Like you said there, we made it so much easier for them. We could have made it so much harder for them having we been savvy enough and pushed up, tightened up, and just literally fulfilled the midfield and forced them to go out.
I do agree. I do agree, because it's almost, we scored the third goal and it was like, you know, we won the game. We sort of just, you know, didn't really threaten them at all, and we made it easy for them. The time waste to, you know, to carry on and just keep the ball. They were just knocking it around without us, you know, posing any threat to them, which frustrated everyone. And in the end, I don't think we deserved anything today, and we didn't get anything today. And we now move into a week, the Manchester week, where we play City on Wednesday and United on Sunday. And then we've got Brentford, a couple of Conference League semi-finals in there as well. I think it might come down to those last two games, as Peter mentioned right at the start of this. We've got Leeds and Leicester, the last two. If results go against us today, things are looking not good again, which is, you know, which is not good at all. Final thoughts, Kieran?
Well, the final thought is, you know, you always forget Man City. You don't even consider that as a point gaining exercise, do you? Man United is a possibility, but I wouldn't hold your breath. But the next game you target is Brentford. Unfortunately, it lands right in between the two semi-finals, isn't it? It's not a good time to do it, but that's the next game you target, because if you can get them 3 points, and I believe 3 points is enough. I think 37 points will be enough to keep you up. So that's the next game you target now. Palace, you know, Palace was this one, we didn't make it. The next one is, you forget Man City, maybe Man United, you can nick a point, maybe, who knows. But you target Brentford. And if that fails, then now we're down to the nitty-gritty with the last two games. We're playing Leeds and then Leicester. And that's not where I want to be. I don't want to be relying on points from any of them two games. You know, nobody wants that. You want to do it before that. And I was hoping this would have been the game today to do that and just relax a little bit. You know, rotate after this game. You know, concentrate on our semi-finals. But we didn't get it done today, and didn't deserve to get it done today, to be fair. The best team won. They were far better than us. And so Brentford, for me, is the next game we need 3 points from.
Frustrating. Now we had the opportunity to put it to bed, and we didn't. Just before we go, in other news, Jeff Stelling has just announced he's leaving soccer Saturday at the end of the season. So from next season on, nobody will watch that programme. So that's the end of that. But yeah, frustrating today. Really, really frustrating. We had the opportunity to get it done, and we didn't. And we're now looking behind. We're peering behind us again now, which is not what we wanted to do. Go into a tough run in where things aren't looking too good again. Curtis, I'll leave the final thoughts to you.
I was going to say, have we won today, we could have played like Palace did today. We could have gone into the next game, but obviously not City. City's a write-off. They still need points to confirm the league. They've not won it, albeit we all know that they have won it. They're to lose, and it's in their hands. But they need the points still, just to be mathematically clear of that. United, like him said there, at most we can hope for is a draw. We've got to set up smart and stay compact. We play like we did today, that they could hit 4 past us as well. But they have got their injury problems at the back. So there is an opportunity to go for it. Probably nick a win, but let's just get a draw, take it to Brentford, get 3 points. But if we'd won today, we could have played with so much pressure off, be more relaxed, just play football with freedom. But yeah, we didn't deserve anything today. There was points during that second half where we slowed the game down as if we were winning. You just can't do that. You're chasing the game, you pull one back and make it 4-3, you're a goal in it. With what, 15 minutes left, 10 minutes left. You go and get that extra goal, who knows what happens? Your tails are up, you could go and make a winner. We played like we were the team that were winning, and that's why we don't deserve to win. We slowed the game down, let them play, gave them too much room. So it was shocking. But next game that we need to target 3 points from, like Kim said, is the Brentford game. I don't want to be going in the last two, having to look over our shoulders.
Yeah.
We play like we did today and most of the season. I think teams like Leicester and Leeds, the last games of the season, they can give us real problems, regardless of how they've been performing all season.
Yeah, exactly, Ollie. Yeah, they'll be desperate, Ollie. They'll be desperate, and we don't need to get into that desperate sort of game.
No,
You know, if we need to get it done at Brentford. And yet again, you know, probably the biggest game of our season now will be Brentford.
Yeah,
but
and
like
we are now unnecessarily bringing ourselves back into it. Whereas I said, if results go against us today, and I think if Forest win, they go up close to us again, and we're now going into a game against Man United thinking we sort of need to get a point here. Not that we think it's very likely, but a point would be absolutely massive here. We've blundered the opportunity. We fumbled the opportunity to get it done today, and we've only got ourselves to blame in the end. I take the final comments before we go. So many levels to be absolutely fuming from the ref as the player did again to the award of the award of a penalty. He couldn't see and shouldn't have been, if not awarded by VAR. He would have not have been given.
I think that was very sort of, just on that penalty, I think that was very sort of like, if I'm a striker, I mean, I'm not the biggest of blokes, but you're allowed to use your arm. When you're receiving the ball, you're allowed to use your arm to feel for the player. All he's done is his arm across him. He's not dragged him. On VAR, all you see is an arm go across him. He's not stopped him from running. He's not dragged him. Therefore, VAR, I think I heard them say something about if it's not clear and obvious, then they won't get involved. But that's what VAR is there for. It's clear and obvious if the referee's made a mistake. So that's clear and obvious. Because it's not a penalty, it's very soft. And the play action, I hate it. It's a form of cheating.
Yeah, I hate it.
And all that sort of stuff.
It's not a penalty in a million years, right? If anyone who's played football knows that's not a penalty in a million years, right? Because even if you grab him by the arm, it doesn't mean both of his legs collapse. You know? I believe the referee thought there was contact with the feet, and that's why he gave the penalty. Because that's what he looked like when, you know, the dive he took. It looked like again threw a boot at him and caught him, but he didn't. He pulled his foot back. And I reckon if that referee had gone to that screen, he wouldn't have given that penalty. He wouldn't have given it for the hand. He wouldn't have given it.
No, definitely not. I mean, any like-minded referee that's got some sort of savvy about the FA law, and that's what it's got to come down to, FA law. Not your own interpretation of it, it's the FA law.
That was disappointing.
I can't don't start me off with referee.
It is annoying.
Oh, mate, we had it bad enough against Liverpool. I thought it couldn't get any worse, you know, against Liverpool. But today, they've exceeded my expectations. They've done another cracker. They've given another penalty they should never have stood.
Not only that, you would have expected after them admitting midweek that they got it wrong, and time again they get it wrong and they come out with an apology. Oh, sorry, we got it wrong. It's not good enough. With that happening during midweek, you'd expect them to give us a little bit of a squeeze. But no. Same old VAR, same old Premier League.
Very awful referees is what VAR really stands for. Not video assistant referee. Very awful referees. We will leave it there.
Absolutely. Peter's got it. He's got it.
Everybody for watching. Drop a like on the video and subscribe to West Ham Official. Well, we now build up to a game, the impossible game up at the Etihad on Wednesday night. I'm just glad we're going out and I don't have to sit there and probably watch them put a few past us. But you never know. You do never know.
well, Jake, I mean, you never know. Like, I don't know if it's fitting. I remember me and you doing a show for the first game of the season against Man City, and I told you that Ireland would score 30 plus this season, and he has done, and he scored the first two against West Ham, didn't he? Obviously, and he might break the record of the Premier League goals against West Ham if he doesn't do it this weekend. It might be fitting for him, you know, because we're not expecting points from that game. Just keep the score, you know, a little bit low would be nice.
Say all the players have flu and give them the 3-0 win. Put the lasagna out. No, in all seriousness, we'll leave it there. From us, come on, you Irons. Not very good today, but we'll see you soon right here for West Ham Official. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
All the best, boys.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.